Okay, in this first video, we're going to look at the Up and Away June 2011 AQA English Higher Exam. What we're going to do, we're going to begin by reading source 1 for question 1, but also to be advanced, we're going to think about, as we're reading, I'm going to mark in red, things for question 4, because what we've got to get in the mindset is as we're reading the sources, we get all the information that we need. Okay, so we begin always by reading the question. What do we learn from Brendan Leach's article about the issues and concerns regarding the building of wind farms? So, issues, concerns, wind farms. Okay? I want to get 4 points. I want to cover the whole article, and then I'm going to get some question 4 quotes for you to think about too. 1 in 6 of the UK's officially designated beauty spots could soon be blighted by wind farms. Beauty spots, blighted, is like infected. So this already shows that this article is going to be against these very large wind farms. Out of 89 sites given special protection due to the quality of their landscape, planning permission of turbines has been approved or sought at 14. So if we think right away about question 4, actually, we have statistics. Have we learned anything about wind farms, issues and concerns? I don't know if we have. You could infer that 14 out of 89 sites that have special protection might be used for wind farms, but I don't think we've quite gotten it yet. Affected areas range from Cornwall to the Lake District, the Outer Hebrides, and the Shetland Islands. Campaigners claim the projects would spoil much-loved views and have called for clearer rules on where wind farms can and cannot be built. Okay, well, this is going to be my first one. There are campaigners that are talking about it spoiling their view, and they want clear rules. So that's right away going to be my first point. Environmentalists have called for a change. Here, let me just bring you down closer. Environmentalists have called for a change in the planning system and say the current arrangement has led to a free-for-all among wind farm developers. In Cornwall, plans to build 20 turbines, each 415 feet in height, taller than Big Ben or St. Paul's Cathedral, on land next to Bodmin Moor, have been approved by the local council despite opposition from Friends of the Earth, RSPB, and Natural England. Experts have said the turbines will be visible from much of the Bodmin Moor and will have a huge impact on an iconic area of landscape. So here we learn that it's because they're so tall that there's a big problem. Here we have statistics, we have a fact and comparison, which we might want to use for question 4 again. As we're reading, we see that could also potentially be an image for imagery. Continuing our reading, the area is also home to a startling roost of more than 1 million birds and to thousands of golden plover and protected species. Conservationists estimate that 16,000 starlings and dozens of golden plover would be killed every year by the turbines. So these large wind farms not only blight the landscape, but they end up killing a lot of birds. Arthur Boyd, Arthur Boyd, the chairman of the Stop Turbines in North Cornwall campaign, said, "This area of Cornwall is famous for the scenery and the views. It is a wild and beautiful area of countryside. The wind farm would violate what is a very tranquil, distinct, and beautiful landscape and reduce it to insignificance behind a barrage of rotating turbines." Here we get an opinion of an authority. That's again for question 4. But I think this is more of a link. We could use this to link to any of the previous points because it's just augmenting. It's saying more about that. Natural England, responsible for conserving England's landscape and wildlife, also opposes plans to build 331-foot turbines, a wind farm on a cliff top on the Isle of Wight, and 9, 335 turbines in Cumbria. Here we just get more opposition. That could possibly be a linked paragraph. But Charles Anglin of the British Wind Energy Association, which represents the industry, said decisions should be made on a case-by-case basis. Here we get the person who's for it. He said the biggest threat to the UK and the world's habitats and wildlife is catastrophic climate change. To do anything about that, we have to change the way we use and produce energy, and that does mean expanding the amount of renewable energy we use. The local impact is vitally important, but as part of the wider impact, we would be shooting ourselves in the foot if we rejected wind out of hand because of purely local considerations. So what we realize here, only at the end of the article, we get the whole reason that we have wind farms is for environmental protection. This article's focus is on the people who oppose wind farms, but at the end, quite crucially, we learn about the people that support it. In the article itself, we have the idea, we have some statistics, we have the idea of them being really large, we have the opinion of an authority, we have the contrast. So the contrast for me would be environmentalists for and against this article. Oops, I've just written that here. I hope you can see that. Environmentalists for and against. And then maybe we get the image of all those birds getting killed. That is an image for me. So those are all question 4 issues as well. What we're going to do next in the next video is use a graphic organizer to help build a paragraph on this article.